This is the split stance glute isometric, okay? Now, this is gonna be super important in making sure that you're able to engage your glute muscles. Now, the point of the glute muscles here is for hip extension. So let's be standing up straight, for example. Now, a lot of times people have a lot of tightness here from sitting all the time. You're stuck in this position. Your glutes are weak and you need them to help support. So when these glutes aren't working, your back, is doing a lot of work. This is tight and it's pulling, and your back is trying to counter, but your glutes aren't participating. So what we're going to do here is we're going to engage the glutes in a way that's going to turn them on, so to speak, and then we're going to work on some breath work. Okay, and so what it's going to look like is you're going to be in this split stance position. Now, if you're not able to do this without feeling like tension in your back or tons of tightness right here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get a support for this, okay? So you can use something like this to kind of hold you up if you need to, or you can even have a chair next to you as well. Anything that you can support yourself on, okay? And what that's going to do is allow you to push back. If you feel a lot of tension here, that's going to be key. Now, first thing that we're going to focus on, okay, is being in this position, just simply getting used to squeezing our glute, okay? So when you squeeze your glute, it naturally pushes your hips into extension, okay? So hip extension is when we open up the hip, okay? And so when I squeeze my glute, I should naturally go into this position. Now, why is it so important to have your glute squeezed in this case? Well, when I squeeze this muscle, the antagonist muscles, which is a whole group of muscles on this side that make up my hip, all in here, psoas muscles and everything like that, they are the ones that get tight and pull me down like this. When I squeeze this, not only am I pushing myself forward, but I'm telling these muscles that they need to relax. They need to elongate. They need to stretch out so I can attain the position. If I try to do that without squeezing the glute here, that response of the body speaking to itself isn't there. If I'm just jamming forward like this, it's not the same thing. So what we're going to do in this position is we're just going to get used to standing up in a normal straight position, squeezing our glute and holding that. So step one is just to contract the glute. Okay, right now I'm contracting it about 40 to 60%, and I'm just holding this position. Okay, so that's step one. So once you get comfortable doing that, the next step is going to be to bring in the breath. Okay, and so the breath is going to be twofold. First thing is you're going to breathe in through your nose. Okay. Now the key here is to breathe out through your mouth like you're breathing through a straw. Okay, so you're gonna make a small gap here, and it's gonna look like this, okay? What that's gonna do is gonna make your whole diaphragm collapse, so watch. What it does is it compresses everything here, okay? After you breathe out, you're gonna try to hold that position, and then breathe in again, out through the straw. Keep compressing it, okay? So this is what the final version will look like. First step, you're gonna take the breath. You're going to collapse this. Once you've done the breath out, you hold it. You're going to activate your glute. And you're going to return back to breathing while your glute is squeezed. Now the key is on the in-breath, you're going to continue to keep your ribs down and collapse. You're going to continue to squeeze your glute, okay? And this is super important. Now it might flutter in and out. You may not have the capacity or strength to do that just yet. Work on it. You're going to want to do 5 in and out breaths. So keeping the glute and the core engaged the entire time. After you're done, you can relax, okay? So the first step is getting comfortable in the glute engagement. The second step is getting comfortable on the hard exhale. So why this is so important is our glute and all these muscles in here, they work together to help support us, okay? When we don't have the ability for the glute in our front core here, the anterior side of our body here, to brace, right? Then we rely on our back, and we rely mainly on our back. And a lot of our hip flexors are tight here, and so our back is doing all the work in keeping us upright. And then we start running into problems, right? And we start moving improperly. Our hips aren't moving. Our back is moving instead of our hips. We're doing this. Instead of this, we're doing this, okay? So it's just about restoring ability and restoring function.